Ever pondered why we have kings and queens ruling nations? The answer may lie in the Aggannasutta theory, a fascinating concept tucked away in the ancient text known as the Digha Nikaya. This theory paints a vivid picture of society's evolution, starting from a harmonious state of pure equality to a structured hierarchy crowned with kingship. Imagine a world where everyone is equal, living in unity. Sounds idyllic, right? But as the theory suggests, things took a turn. With time, human greed began to seep into this serene picture. People's insatiable desire for power and control started to create rifts in the once united society. This, according to the Aggannasutta theory, is where kingship comes in. Kings and queens emerged as figures of authority, not out of necessity, but as a direct result of our increasing greed and thirst for power. So, could it be that kingship is a byproduct of our own human flaws? Imagine a world where everything was shared equally, but then greed seeped in. That's the setting of our story today, as we delve into the Aggannasutta theory's tale of the first king. In this world, harmony once prevailed, with every resource shared freely among all. But as time passed, the serpent of greed began to slither into hearts, causing discord and chaos. Society began to crumble under the weight of selfish desires and crime. In the midst of this turmoil, one man stood out, a man of exceptional virtue and integrity, who was untainted by the greed that had ensnared others. He was a beacon of hope in an increasingly chaotic world. Recognizing his qualities, the people turned to him, seeking guidance and leadership. And so this virtuous man was chosen to be the first king. His role was not to rule with an iron fist, but to maintain peace and order. He was entrusted with the responsibility of punishing wrongdoers, not out of vengeance, but to restore balance. He was to reward those who did right, encouraging virtue over vice. His was a position of trust, a symbol of justice and fairness. His duty was to protect the people and uphold societal harmony. He was not a ruler who demanded obedience, but a guardian who earned respect. In essence, the first king was more of a guardian than a ruler. With the advent of kingship, life fundamentally changed. The once egalitarian society was no more. Kingship, as per the Aggannasutta theory, led to the establishment of property, the cornerstone of civilization. But as property became a reality, a new problem emerged. The problem of wealth disparity. As some accumulated property, others were left with less or none. This disparity in wealth led to the birth of a social hierarchy. The rich and powerful at the top, the poor and weak at the bottom. The king, the most powerful of all, sat atop this hierarchy, dictating the rules of the game. Kingship, while providing order and structure, also created a gulf between the haves and the have-nots. It led to the stratification of society, creating a chasm that has persisted for millennia. The king, with his power and wealth, was able to command respect and obedience, but at the cost of equality and fairness. He maintained order, yes, but he also maintained the status quo, preserving the power structures that benefited him and his kin. So the advent of kingship was not all roses. It brought order, but it also brought inequality. It brought civilization, but it also brought stratification. Kingship, then, is a double-edged sword, creating order at the cost of equality. You might be wondering, what does this ancient theory have to do with our modern world? Well, the Agganasutta's theory of kingship isn't just a dusty relic of the past. It's a lens through which we can examine the power dynamics in our own societies and governments today. Just as the first king rose to power due to his virtues, leaders today are often those who have demonstrated their capability and integrity. However, as the theory suggests, power can distort. It can lead to inequality, as those in power seek to protect and enhance their own position, often at the expense of others. This theory also underscores the human tendencies that contribute to the rise of inequality. Be it greed, ambition, or the desire for control, these are elements of our nature that continue to shape our societies, for better or worse. Thus, while the world has evolved, the essence of kingship as depicted in Aggannasutta remains relevant, reminding us of the roots of power and inequality.